Hello, YouTube! My name is Rob, and this is my Rampaging Netflix review. So, this week, I am going to be reviewing Tusk, Kevin Smith's new movie. I was beyond excited for this movie. After seeing Red State, his first horror movie, he then decided to make another horror movie based off of an idea that he came up with Scott Mosier during one of their podcasts. Kevin was quite under the influence, if I may say so, partaking in the greener side of life. Basically, if you have not seen the trailers or heard anything about this movie, the basic idea of the movie is that a lonely man who lives in a large house with a lot of money has also lived a very full life and has experienced a lot of things, including being lost at sea with the only companion that he could find, or that in this case found him, being a walrus. Thus the name Tusk. But things kind of go awry. He decides that he's quite lonely and would love to have his walrus companion back, but he can't get a walrus, so he decides to basically sew somebody into a walrus suit. Okay, so I'm going to apologize ahead of time. I know it's Saturday and it's not Friday, and I normally upload on Fridays, but I saw Tusk last night, basically opening day of the movie. I could not stop thinking about the movie in a very disturbing sense. It was stuck inside my head. There were visuals that I could not get out, and trust me, I tried to make this happen. I really did. I tried to make my review happen last night, but I couldn't, because I would have been quite a boring review, to be completely honest. I was very freaked out. I'm not somebody that is easily disturbed by a lot of things. There have been a very, very, very small handful of movies that have actually shaken me to the core. Tusk has definitely fallen into this category. It's fallen into the category in a very odd way. Nowhere in any of Kevin's advertisements did I ever get a sense of a comedy horror. When I ended up walking into the movie, I was expecting to walk into a generic horror movie with Kevin Smith's occasional dick and fart jokes. I love Kevin's jokes. I love his humor. I think he's an amazing writer. Hands down. Doesn't matter what I think. The true fact of the matter is he's an amazing writer. He's a fantastic director. I know he jokingly bashes himself on his directing, saying that the camera doesn't do much because he's a fat guy and he just sits there. His dialogue speaks volumes. The camera doesn't need to move. He writes so beautifully that it works so well. In Tusk, the writing is definitely very Kevin. There were hints of other styles of writing that I had not necessarily ever seen him do before, and it was kind of off-putting, I guess, is the best way to say it. I definitely saw hints of one of my least favorite writers and directors in one specific scene in the movie where the dialogue wasn't very Kevin, and the camera angles weren't very Kevin. The dialogue and the cameras were very Tarantino. I know I'm going to get a lot of shit for this, but anybody who loves Tarantino, I'm sorry that you have shitty taste. But this is, once again, my opinion. You all can form your own opinion. Where I stand, Tarantino's a terrible writer and director. That being said, Kevin Smith is a fan of Tarantino's films. He's actually a friend of Quentin Tarantino, and that's awesome. I mean, I feel like people who write very heavily in dialogue should be friends together, but I don't feel like Kevin should, in any way, shape, or form, decide to change over to a style that is not his own. Very much like Tarantino has done his entire career, just steal. All he has ever done is steal from other movies and drop N-bombs and put entirely way too many swears into things. Granted, I love to fucking swear. Swearing is the goddamn shit, and it makes me beyond motherfucking happy to just fucking swear up a motherfucking storm. Sometimes there is a little bit too much. So the specific scene that I'm referring to happens almost at the end of the movie. You're introduced to a character. I'm not going to give away who the actor is, but this actor I did not realize was going to be in the movie, so it was kind of a surprise. I'd like to say it was a pleasant surprise, but it wasn't really, because he's one of my least favorite actors. His role was really, really, really good. He did a great job, and he delivered a very uncomfortably odd character perfectly. Michael Parks is in this movie, obviously. He is one of the two main characters, and he's always made me slightly uncomfortable. He just has a presence that you're not entirely sure if he's the grandfather type that you want to be sitting down with and trading stories, or he's the type that you want to keep your children and your own ass away from. In this movie, it's made abundantly clear that he is the latter. You want to make sure your children and your anus stay as far away from him as possible. Justin Long fucking killed it. Awesome. Very, very awesome. To be honest, I've always been a fan of Justin Long. I think he's a very great actor. He delivered something I'd never seen him do before in this movie, and it was just, it was amazing to see sheer terror. I'd never seen terror like this in any movie ever. It almost didn't seem like it was acting. So the entire movie, you kind of already know what's going to happen. There's a huge lead up to everything that is about to unfold. The trailers for this movie were done perfectly. It gives you very minimal. It gives you basically the background story of what you're walking into. If you are at all a Kevin Smith fan like I am, you would have already listened to the podcast, or at least gone out of your way to find it and listen to it, and you'll pretty much already know the story before watching it acted out. The entire plot for this movie was spoken through a podcast. Before it was written, the trailers give you nothing other than the outline of what you're expecting. That's included in the fact that you're shown almost nothing to what the torture that Justin goes through is. The one thing I wasn't entirely sure about was how they were going to execute the suit. The reason I did not upload last night was because of the suit. The suit, I still cannot get the visual out of my head. It was fucking horrifying. It was fucking horrifying beyond anything. It just... Fuck. Yeah. The movie itself was amazing. It starts off very much like a Kevin Smith movie. It's, you've got your inappropriate jokes, you've got two characters bantering very heavily, and you can instantly feel a connection. Kevin is amazing at writing and directing in the sense that no matter who the two actors are, it seems as if they've known each other their entire lives, and that they are no longer those actors. They are the characters that are in that movie. So from the start of the movie, you instantly get your Kevin Smith fix. You realize that this is one of his movies. There's no question about it. As the movie progresses, you start to kind of get a little bit of a sense of Red State. You get the darker side. You get the really fucked up, twisted mind that lays within that weed-riddled brain of his, which leads me to literally my only complaint about the movie. The actor that I will not be revealing, that I didn't realize was in the movie until he was on screen, when he's introduced, the movie became something else. Somehow in the writing process, Kevin got lost and kind of got off track. It became something completely different. That aside, I honestly couldn't find anything really wrong with the movie. Granted, I'm a huge Kevin Smith fan, as I've said 100 times. It's hard for me to really look at anything he's done and find anything too wrong with it. Granted, the turning point in this movie that seemed fucky, really. It seemed like he smoked too much while he wrote it and got lost in his writing and decided to still just stick with it and shoot it. Now, I know that my page is called Rob's Rampaging Netflix Reviews, and Tusk is not on Netflix. I know I'm going off on this one, but I'm too excited. I've been too excited about this movie being released that I had no choice but to review this. I just wanted to get it out there. I really want people to know about it. If you don't know about it, hopefully through knowing me, or at least knowing my page, you now know about the movie. Find a fucking theater that's playing it and go see it. Help Kevin. Just give him some fucking money and go see this movie. It'll change your mind about horror. It'll change your mind about comedy horror. It will 100% make you look at the Kevin Smith you may already know a completely different way. So generally, I would say leave comments below. Let me know if you agree. Let me know if you disagree. If there's anybody out there who is watching my reviews and has seen Tusk, please let me know. I definitely want to have a conversation with you about this. I want to see how you feel about it. I want to see if we relate in any way, shape, or form in the feeling of what we took away from this movie. Please don't forget to like my video. Also, subscribe below and help me spread the word a little bit. I do have a Facebook page now. My Facebook page has more followers than my YouTube page does. Also, in the comments below, don't forget, if there's a movie you think I should be reviewing, if there's a movie you want to hear me review, leave that there, and I will do it. 100%, I will do it. And I will see you next week with a new movie and more rage.